Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to work on a pair of earrings using some of our pieces from our latest bargain bead box, Peach Sorbet. So let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, I've got the 2 flower buds, 6 leaves, 2 of our little shell connectors, 2 of the ball spacers, and 4 daisy spacers out of my stash, as well as some beadle-on German style wire in a 20 gauge. So cut a couple of the pieces of this to start with, and this is going to be for our buds. And as you can see, I didn't measure it, I just eyeballed it a little bit. But these are going to be the top and the connections for the other pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a loop at the bottom of this. Make some little wrapped loops here. Step to go making pliers. And I'm going to go up to this second one. I don't really know why. I don't need to, because I'm just going to hook something else onto here, but we're going to anyway. So we'll bring her up and about and around, bring her over, make our lollipop shape. Now I'm going to wrap these up, at least a couple wraps. Since this one's shorter, I'm going to wrap it first because I want to wrap the other with about the same amount of wraps. So we'll just bring this over and around. And we should get 2 or 3 wraps at least on here, I would think. Now I noticed that I didn't flush cut this. It's got the notch, so I'm going to just take care of that right now. And there we have the bottom piece. Now as you can see, that loop went backwards, so we're going to bring it forward again. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put on one of the daisy spacers, the flower bud, another daisy spacer, and our ball spacer. Come on, baby. So there's our little bud piece. And then we're going to do another wrapped loop up at the top. We'll hook some, put some, this one I'm just going to make small, like I normally would. Go up and around and over, bring her around, bring her down, put the lollipop shape in, and now we're just going to wrap up this one. Stop trying to escape from me. Trim this baby off and tuck it in. So there we go, and that loop has migrated way over to that side. So we want to put our pliers in here and bring it over where it belongs. and it wants to stay over there, so we're going to have to put our finger nail against it and bring it up again so that it can't do that. But you can see the wire is moving in there, so we got to straighten that up some. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to open one of these guys up. These just got simple loops, so they're easy to open. Just take it and wiggle it sideways. And then you'll put it on the bottom. I didn't get it open enough. The bottom portion of our flower. And now we're going to close it back up. Now then that's going to hang down some, and what we're going to do is we're going to wrap our leaves. One will hang here by this, and then two more will hang down here at the bottom. But so before we get that done, let's get our other, there they are. I was going to say, what happened to our daisy spacers? Our other flower to this point. Now if we want, when we get these done, we could just put two of the leaves up here and one down here, or just one and one and just use two. We don't have to do anything in particular. In fact, my original plan was just to put all three leaves hanging from off of there, but then I liked this little shell piece, so I figured like this would be cute, so like it has a berry. So let's get this one wrapped up. Now this one is a little shorter of wire, longer wire than the other one, so we're just going to cut that little notch off, making sure we don't get our base wire, because I have done that before. It just cuts a nice sliver into it and it's not pretty. So there we go. Now we'll put on a daisy spacer, our flower bud, the next daisy spacer, and the ball spacer. Then we're gonna over and make our top loop. Now hopefully my top loop will look better than the other one did, because that one looked pretty bad. So get this here. And wrap this up. Much better looking. See? So now we're going to put this little guy on the bottom. And close it back up. So there's these two pieces all ready to go. Now we just have to worry about doing our leaves. Now our leaves, excuse me, hole is up here at top, so we're going to have to do a wrap kind of thing. So we're going to get out a couple more pieces of wire. not making them exceptionally large, and I'm not checking to see if they're good or not. I'm just cutting a few pieces off. So what we got to do for these guys, because that hole is in the top, what we need to do is straighten these out some. Then we're going to take our pliers and we're going to make a bend. We'll put our leaf on, and then we're going to make another bend going upwards. So sort of like, get yourself back down here, sort of like a bobby pin kind of thing. Then we're going to just bring these where they come together, hold them, and we're going to take this one and wrap it a couple of times, once or twice, probably only twice tops, because what we're going to do then, of course, is we're going to bring the top wire, we're going to loop it, up and over and around, bring it down, bring it over. Now, because we're going to leave a gap here, because what we're going to do now is we're going to slide it through this bottom piece, because this one won't open. It's going, unless I were to make them simple loops. So we'll grab it with our pliers where they come together, knock this one out of the way, and wrap this one up till it meets its other wires. So there's that one leaf hanging. So now we'll do the same with the others, but I am going to put another one of these leaves here, I think, and then the other one will be at the bottom of our flower, of the shell piece here. Now that one I don't have to worry about putting it on, because the shell piece, the bottom piece, will open up like this original one here did. So we'll bring these together, and then we're gonna hold them while I bring this wire down so it can go around once, and there we go. That's as far as we're going to go with that one. We'll cut it off right here. Flying wire. Now I'm going to straighten this some. See how I let it go to the back. Now we will bend this one. Get our pliers in. Come on, baby, all the way in. There we go. Up and around and over. Bring her down, but leave a gap when you come around so that it can slide onto this piece. So, because this one's on this side, I'm going to put this one on this side of the shell. Come on, baby. There we go. And now we need to wrap this one. So we'll get it where it comes together here. Now, one thing I didn't check, and I should have for sure, is are these leaves facing the same direction? If one of them's backwards to the other one, well, there's not anything I could do once I put it on. So hopefully it won't be. But, well, there is something I can do. It's called take it off. But there we go. Looks like they're fine. And now we have the last one to wrap up, and we'll hang it down here. So we do exactly the same thing, just instead of doing it on the wire, we can actually wrap it up and then hook it on, because it's going to hook at the bottom of the shell piece. That wasn't good. I forgot to put it onto the bottom here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our bend right here, because I don't want a lot of laying. So we'll do our bend right about here. Slide a shell on. Do our other bend going upwards. And now we're just going to wrap this baby up from both directions. We'll wrap a couple of wraps with this one. Ooh, it's twisting up on me. Well, because I'm not holding the proper spot for this wrap. That's why. Now when I do the other side, I'm going to have to be really careful, because this one now is only going to have like 3 wraps, because I did it pretty tightly together here. So now we'll have to trim these pieces off. Tuck things all in, straighten them up, because they are very messy here. Oop, dropped it. But see what I mean by very messy? This piece is going backwards. We've got pieces hanging out. We don't want that. So now we will open up this piece here at the bottom. and put our leaf on. Make sure we get it going the right way. I didn't think to check. Let's see. We're going this direction. So our leaf needs to face this direction. And we'll close her up. See, now this leaf looks to be going backwards here. I didn't think I had it backwards, but it does appear to be going backwards now that I hold it up here. But in order to fix that, what you need to do is take both sides and very carefully twist them. What are you doing up here in front? You're not behaving properly. Okay. This one still looks ugly as far as my wrap is concerned, and this one is going the wrong direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it and hold both sides while we twist a little bit more and see if we can get it so it looks like it's more coming forward. There we go. That's better. So it's a little, now the wire's looking crooked. So there's our, we need to put it on an ear wire, but other than that, that one's finished. And now we're going to do the same thing with this one. So of course we need to get the 3 pieces of wire out and make our leaf pieces. Now again, like I said, I'm not measuring them, I'm just cutting them out. And we're going to do exactly the same thing as we did before, straighten our wires up some and then wrap them up. Though of course that last one I'll wrap up normally, but I'm only going to give it 1 or 2 loops because the other one only had, I think 2. Well, it's ugly, so who can tell? I think it was 1 on top and 2 on the bottom. I probably should have put 1 more on the bottom to make it look a little straighter and not give it this gap here in the middle that it has. But, oops. There we go. Sit down properly. So anyway, we'll just get our pliers. And since I almost forgot to do this on the one, I'm going to do all 3 of them at once. So slide the leaf in and bend it up. Now I'm just going to take this first one and make the bottom piece right off the bat. So we're going to just do one full turn here, and maybe two. But then when we get to the top, we're only going to be able to do one turn, so that it more or less matches the other one. So I'm going to just take and put my pliers in and bring her over and around and back up. Come here, you. And then I'm just going to, while it's still on, no, I'll switch it to my other plier because it doesn't want to behave. And hold it and go around. Oop, come on, go all the way around. Well, it may look just as ugly as the other one because it doesn't want to wrap right. So there we go. Now we trim those off and tuck them in. And I knocked, no I didn't, I thought I had knocked one of these off because I didn't see it, but it was here. So now we're going to tuck these in. And this needs to turn this way for this one because it's, so there's that. And actually it might need to turn a little bit, but I don't know, we'll see. So now we want to do these two, and we'll do those like normal with 1, 2, and bring it to the back to do our cutoff one. And then we'll tuck this in. Now we're going to do our bend for it to hook in to our piece here. So we'll just bend it over and do our wrap up and around and over. Bring her down, bring her around, leave a gap because now we're going into our little loop here. So we want to go in our loop. Now we'll hold this while we wrap this down to meet its other side. So there we go. We'll cut this, and we got to trim it up, or get these into position a little better. There we go, number 1. Now we'll do the same with this one. Up, and you need to fold down and come around. 1, 2, and we'll trim it right there. Tuck it in a bit. Now we're gonna wrap this up. Up and over and around. Bring her down, bring her over, leave a gap. Pull her out. Now we're going to put this onto here. Want to make sure that it's on the other side, but that hopefully we're facing the right direction when we're finished coming in. Come on, in you go. In you go. There we go. Oop. Okay, is this guy in the middle? This little one? Yeah, it looks to be. Okay, now we need to knock those things out of the way as we hold this and wrap this up. One, two, and three goes back into the back, and we trim that off and tuck it in. Ta-da! Now we want to open up our bottom piece here. And stick our flower onto here. Close it up, or a leaf, I should say. Come on. Here we are. Now let's see how we're hanging. Is everybody hanging good? Looks like I may have got, with these going this way, I guess it's all right. So now all we need to do is put on our ear wire, and they are done. So I've got some Tinky Winky Tots out and some ear wires. Let's check these ear wires, make sure that they're working good. They are, and that's good. So we'll just, these Tinky Tots, they came open already, so we're just gonna go through our ear wire here. And then on our, and close it up. Now let's see how those are hanging. I think I might want my little flower to give a twist. I think that's better. But now it looks like it's backwards, but I'm not sure. It is what it is. Oh, it looks like I have an extra little ear wire piece out here, so we're just going to put the other one on now. So are you closed? Pretty close. So there's earring number 2. All done. So there we go. There's our earrings using peach sorbet. It's got the little bud on the top and some leaves below. Pretty cute. Hope you enjoyed making those with me. I think they turned out really cute. All these pieces came from our of course, except for the wire and the little daisy spacers and stuff on the flowers and the ear wires. It came from our Bargain Bead Box's Peach Sorbet kit. I think it turned out quite cute. I hope you liked seeing me make these. We'll see you later. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. Bye-bye.